My name is Teresa. I'm married to Brendan. We have 3 kids, one 21 years old, one 19, and one 16. I've been with Maranatha Christian Assembly for the past 40-something years. I grew up in a simple and small family. My dad was uneducated and had difficulty keeping any stable job, and he was addicted to gambling. My mother was not really educated as well, and she was born with a partially crippled hand that made day-to-day living and working difficult for her. So I was the only child till my brother was born when I was 12. He was diagnosed with diabetes when he was 2 years old. So overall, it was quite a challenging childhood because my dad was definitely very addicted to gambling. So any form of gambling, he is involved. And it's a common mindset of gamblers, right? If you win something, then you will try to put everything in to win more. So very often he'll come back without a single cent in his pocket. So we would have no food. And my mother is the one whereby sometimes when he has a bit of windfall, she will keep the money and she will hide the money. So I remember this situation which occurred for maybe about 2 years when he was really in chronic gambling, where every morning when he's out, then my mom will go to somewhere, a secret cupboard, and take out 50 cents. And that would be used to buy nasi lemak, which was the cheapest form of rice dish in the market, right, that I will share with my mom and I for the day. So she will give me the 50 cents coin, and I would be the one with the task to walk to the market and buy that meal back for myself and my mom to share. So I knew that money was very, very important, because if I dropped it or if I lose it, then that's it. Means no meal for us for the day. So normally I will hold the money very, very tightly in my hand. And I'll walk slowly to the market and then get the food back. So I did that for almost every single day, right? For almost 2 years. And it was part of my childhood, which I didn't really remember that much about until many years later at a church camp during a service. This scene flashed in my head. And the scene was this particular familiar scene of me walking to the market. And there I was, very skinny, very anxious, very scared, holding the coin very tightly. But God showed me, actually beside me was a bright figure who was walking with me, just guiding my shoulder. And at that point, yeah, I think I cried a lot at that church camp, because I think I realized that when I didn't know it, actually Jesus was already walking with me, watching over me. So whenever, if I feel a bit overwhelmed, or I feel lonely, that scene actually come back to my mind, and I will always remember that I can always go back to him, because he will always be with me. So I continued going to the Sunday school for fun, to be honest. We were there every Sunday, we played, we laughed. But slowly I started to see the love of the church members. They genuinely cared for people around them. And as I hear more and more of the Bible stories that the Sunday school teachers told, I sort of understood and could see why they were so loving. Because the character that we were studying, when I understood more about Jesus and hear all the things that Jesus did, I could understand then why love was so obvious in the church. So every year we would have like a camp for the kids. So I would attend the camp, of course, initially for fun. But there was this particular camp when I was primary 6, that during one of the services, I really felt the love of Jesus melting my heart, because my childhood wasn't easy. My parents are not particularly the expressive kind, so I've grown up in quite a cold environment. And I think that feeling that I got during that service was something I can't describe. It's just very warm. I just feel loved. I don't know by who. Actually, I mean, at that point, yes, I know Jesus, but did I really know that was Jesus? I couldn't really tell, but I just could tell that love was, it was just very encompassing. It just warmed my heart. And the people that asked if I wanted to receive Jesus, at that point, I think I really felt the love and warmth, and I said yes. And after I said yes, I remember that night we went back to our dormitory. I couldn't sleep because I just feel different. I just felt that I'm not alone anymore in my life. Somebody is in me. Somebody is with me, in me. So that's how I sort of accepted the Lord. But then I still had to continue learning, reading the Bible, talking to people to slowly grow and know more about Jesus. So because we always had money problem at home, my father was always asking me to stop studying. His view was actually girls don't need to study so much, just come out and work. So he made it difficult in a sense. He didn't want to give me any money to buy uniform, to buy books. But thank God I had an older cousin, just 2 years older. So the gap was just perfect. The uniform that she couldn't fit would perfectly fit me. The books that she didn't need anymore, I could use. And I thank God I had good enough results to go into her secondary school, her JC. But after A-levels, I think that became a bit more challenging because the quantum of the university fees is so much more than the earlier years. So I was already quite sure I wouldn't continue studying because there was no way my family could afford the uni fees. So I still remember this day where somehow I felt prompted to pick up the Chinese newspapers, and I never read Chinese newspapers normally, right? But I felt prompted to pick up the papers, and I don't know why, I just did it. So I flipped through the papers, and then I came to this advertisement about a scholarship. And the scholarship was for students from financially challenged background. So I applied for it, I went for the interview. My results were not amazing. My interview was not very great as well, and they were only offering 3 scholarships across Singapore. So I didn't pin too much hope on that. But when the results were announced, God secured one of the scholarships for me, and that fully paid for my university course. And I truly know it's not a random event, because on my own, I really wouldn't have picked up the newspaper. So I know God saw the need. God knew that I wanted to continue studying. God then planned something good for me, and He led me to the actual advertisement itself. I went for the interview, and He really then granted me something that really allowed me to continue study. So I know all of these was definitely God's provision. And even through my life as I work, I see God opening doors, I see God creating opportunities, such that whenever I feel inadequate, when I feel challenged, I know that God is my provider.